What is up, team? Welcome back to Research World Rewind. This is episode 14, joined again by Netta. As we said in the last one, this is a two-part series. Netta, over to you.
Thank you, Luke. We really hope you enjoyed the previous one. As we explained in episode 13, we would like to draw your attention to the video section on researchworld.com, where we share interviews and recordings from our events or SMR TV, talking to a lot of very interesting thought leaders and hopefully sharing knowledge and insights into interesting topics. I would like to share with you this next one, which is a personal favorite of mine. I'm a huge festival goer, so I really enjoyed having this interview with Christian Kurtz from Viacom on festivals. Enjoy. I am joined by Christian from Viacom, and this is one of my favorite ones because I am a passionate festival goer and I enjoyed very much reading your paper, and I'm very excited to have you here with me and ask you a few questions for our online audience that hasn't had the chance to see the presentation or watch the paper. So, what was the business case for researching festivals? How did that become an interest for Viacom?
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. It's great to talk to you. It's great to talk to everybody. So Viacom, among other brands, we have MTV, we have Comedy Central, we have a lot of music legacy, and we've been in the music space for a long time. So really for us, the business case turned into really trying to understand how people engage with festivals and how we as a brand can engage much more deeply within that. We recently acquired Snow Globe, which is a music festival brand, and outside the US, we've been putting on world stage events and lots of particularly MTV branded events for a while, club nights, all those types of things.
Amazing.
And it was really just all about figuring out how we can make it better and also how we can integrate brands more smoothly into some of those experiences for consumers.
Fantastic. And how do you study a festival? The festival goers, they evolve shapes and forms and types. So what was your approach?
Yeah, that's a really, really good point, actually. And that's one of the findings already, is that festival goers are all forms and shapes and sizes and ages. And that was actually one of the really interesting things, that yes, there is a concentration between the 20 and 35-year-olds, but that's not all of it, right?
Yeah.
We found 65-year-old people who go religiously to music festivals.
Fantastic.
Right? And of course, there's the teens who go to their first JoJo Siwa concert or whatever that type of thing is. So it truly is across all of that and a cross-section of the population. So what we did was, first of all, we talked to a bunch of experts because we wanted to know what we already know, internally and externally. And then what we did is we went on shop-along equivalents with festivals. So basically we found people, respondents, and made them document their festival experience for us.
Oh, amazing.
Which was really, really useful for us to immerse ourselves without really disturbing their festival experience, because they're taking pictures and videos anyway. So it's really just about getting that stuff to us to really immerse that. And then we followed that up with a relatively traditional quant survey among festival goers to really get some more robustness behind all of these things as well.
Must have been quite the experience to go through all the personal impressions and experiences of all the festival goers. So what came out of it? Can you share some key findings?
Absolutely. So first of all, what's really interesting is that there's a lot of energy around festivals, right? We know that the big festivals like Glastonbury's are selling out within minutes, if not, shorter than that. And so there's a lot of energy around that. Despite that, what we're hearing from the attendance, from attendees, is that they feel that festivals are becoming more and more the same. So they're all starting to look and feel a little bit like each other.
Okay.
And that really led us to figure out, okay, well, what makes a festival specific or special? And yes, of course, there's a lineup that really is important. There's the production values that are really important. And a lot of the production values are kind of hygiene factors.
Yeah.
If you go to a festival and the food's not good or there's not enough bathrooms, that can only detract from your experience. A great clean bathroom is never make your experience, right? So there's a lot of that. But what we then really found is that what's interesting is that there is different need for the huge festivals versus the niche specific ones, where you either lean into a specific kind of music or you lean into a specific idea, and both of them can absolutely coexist. And what really is the cherry on the icing on the cake really is the idea of, okay, what else can I lean into? And there's a number of surrounding aspects other than the lineup and the production and the sound quality and all those things that can distinguish, that can differentiate your festival. And those can be a number of things. That could be, it's much more socially responsible, that we're leaning into the environment. one, or this is something where the whole family can go and I'm leaning into this, or this is something where, quite frankly, a whole bunch of celebrities go to as well as attendees, and I can interact with them. So there's a whole lot of these various aspects that you can lean into that really help.
And I understand from your paper that you have also kind of gone through those results and all these different findings and aspects of what makes a good festival or not, and you've kind of classified them as well. And of course, it's a hard thing to pin down, but what makes a festival be the perfect festival, or as close as one can be in terms of the overall findings that you...
It's really concentric circles, right, if you imagine it. So in the middle is the lineup, it's the production quality of the festival, and particularly, obviously, the sound quality and the music. If that's not right, then it's not going to work. And it's quite interesting, actually, from our experience of how you make sure that sound quality is right really differs on the location, on where you are. Because if you do that in the middle of winter on a snowy mountain and there's hundreds of people, the snow is going to melt. That's going to change the sound quality. So you have to think about all of these things as you're doing that, right? So that's in the core. Then the second thing around is the location and kind of the size of the festival. Do you want it to be big? Do you want it to be small? What are you leaning into? And those types of things. And then also the hygiene factors. So this whole idea of the food has to be okay, accommodations, all that. And then the third thing around is what differentiates you. So those are the things that I was talking about earlier that then makes that festival a little bit interesting. But regardless of all of that, the festival market is incredibly competitive, right? So it's not an easy thing to do any of those things. Imagine, and that's one of the things that we hear a lot also from festivals. There's festivals that announce and then never take off the ground. There's festivals that have spectacularly failed over the recent years. Some that there are documentaries made about them, right? So it's not an easy business to be, and we just hope that with our little piece of research to give both our organization but also the wider industry a little bit more guidance on what consumers are looking for and how we can make it a better experience for everyone.
Fantastic. Both from the research perspective and as a festival goer, it all makes so much sense, and it's been so interesting to learn actually what happens in the back end and how to look at this from an organizer's perspective. Thank you so much. Incredibly fascinating. Thank you for taking the time and sharing this with us. If you have not watched the presentation, make sure to watch it on demand. I highly recommend. Thank you very much,
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you know a little bit more about what makes the perfect festival. I certainly do, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Again, we really hope that you pay a little bit more attention to the video section on researchworld.com, and we'll continue uploading a lot of cool content on there. You'll be sure that new and upcoming video interviews will still be shared on there. For now, have a look at the blogs and articles on researchworld.com as well.
Absolutely. And as always, team, if you've enjoyed, make sure you're letting us know on social media, which you can see on screen right now. And of course, if you want to contribute to Research World yourself, just get in touch with us on the email address that's on screen right now. Hope you've enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next one.